If you've been following me for a while, you know I'm not a fan of calling ADHD a superpower. And not just because I'm a Debbie Downer, but calling ADHD a superpower can feel invalidating or dismissive towards the real struggles that people are experiencing and even set up unrealistic expectations. Hearing someone talk about ADHD as a superpower as you are struggling just to keep your life from unraveling can feel like a real slap in the face. It certainly has for me at multiple points in my life. God, is that a zit on his arm? It's the biggest one I've ever seen in my life. And he could have covered that up with a Band-Aid or something. I guess hindsight is 2020. I also think it leads to misunderstandings of certain aspects of the disorder. For example, hyperfocus sounds like a superpower, and you'll hear a lot of people talk about it like it is, especially those who don't have ADHD or those who are trying to convince you that you can learn to make it a superpower if you buy my course. But hyperfocus is the result of poor cognitive flexibility, self-monitoring, inhibitory control, and time management. You get sucked into something despite having other things to do, despite the fact that you haven't eaten dinner and it's 3 a.m. People often conflate hyperfocus with being in a flow state, which is like hyperfocus's preppy cousin or rich uncle or whatever. But a flow state can be controlled by nature, whereas hyperfocus is inherently something that you can't do. A flow state is banging out a project in record time. Hyperfocus is throwing a tantrum when someone interrupts your game because you're so invested in it. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. The purpose of this video isn't to depress you. The opposite, in fact, because while I don't believe in calling conditions of ADHD superpowers, I do believe there are certain aspects of it that we can learn to use to our advantage. But first, let me ask you something. You ever hear someone talk, but ears no like, words for brain? Boss, big mad. Client, big mad. You, sad. You know, like sad. Wouldn't it be great if your brain just processed all the information it needed to when someone was talking to you? ADHD, man. But fortunately for you, there is a solution. All you need is this little suppository. I'm just kidding, it's not a suppository. Don't put this in your... This is the Plaud Note Pin, and I'm not kidding when I tell you, I literally used to dream about having something like this when I was younger. It pairs with your phone and automatically transcribes speech to text. It identifies different speakers, supports over 100 languages, and gives you AI summarization. You can also talk to it, ask it questions, and it'll respond to you based on all of the recordings that you have saved on it. I cannot believe this thing is real. One thing I've always preached in my coaching is the importance of offloading executive functioning intensive work. I help clients develop what I call an external brain, which is just a mishmash of different tools that work with them. This device is almost literally an external brain. It's super light and compact, so you can clip it onto your shirt with a strong magnet, or it's got a little clip back as well. You can also wear it like a necklace or as a bracelet. This thing is ridiculously cool. If you're concerned about your privacy, your data is protected by AWS and never sold. It's got a super long battery life and all kinds of other cool features. Like what, you ask? I don't know, how about instant record with just one click? Uninterrupted use, no phone calls or alarms are gonna stop this thing. It can record for 20 hours continuously on one charge, and it works with any Android and iPhone device. The Plaud Note Pin. This is truly the stuff of ADHD dreams. I put a link in the description below if you wanna check it out. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. So, what aspects of ADHD can we learn to use to our advantage? Well, the one we're going to be talking about today is I posted a couple short form videos the other day showing my morning and nighttime routines. In the morning, I wake up at 5:30 and get to the gym, get a workout in, get back home, make breakfast for my family, all before the workday starts. And to make that happen every day, I get to bed, I'm in bed before 9:30 every night, and I always keep my kitchen clean. Most of the comments were either, wow, I could never do that, this stresses me out, or you must not have ADHD, which for me now is kind of like when a natural bodybuilder gets called out for using steroids. It's like, no, I'm not taking steroids, but thank you for thinking that I do. But yes, I do have ADHD, and having this morning and nighttime routine is really the product of many, many years of effort. And if I had to attribute just one aspect of ADHD to being able to finally do this, it would have to be all or nothing thinking. And I'll tell you a quick story that may help illustrate what I'm talking about. Every morning when I get back from the gym, I unload the dishwasher so we can put all the dishes in the dishwasher throughout the day to prevent things from piling up in the sink, to make it easier to do the dishes at night, and the cycle continues. One morning, my wife said, "Why don't you just not worry about putting the dishes away this morning? I know you've got a busy day." I said, "Thanks, babe, you're right." I kid you not, I was stressed about those damn dishes all day. Hey, goofball.
I took it from Mama.
You took it from Mama?
Yeah.
Oh. Does Mama need it?
Sometimes no.
Sometimes no?
No.
Okay. All right, goofball. Oh, I like your pretty bow. Thank you. And let me tell you something. My entire life, I've been a pots and pans soak in the sink type of guy. AKA, I don't feel like washing my pots and pans for a week. And once I do wash them, I set them aside to dry for a week. I'm sure that sounds familiar. And this wasn't a conscious thing. It was one of those many contradictory ADHD, I want to do it type things. I hated the fact that I couldn't keep up with my dishes. It just felt like one more thing in my life that was more than I could handle. But now I'm at a point where if I don't do the dishes every single night and put the dishes away every single morning, I'm terrified that everything's going to crumble. And you know what? It works. That mentality works. It's been the only thing for my entire life that's ever resulted in me having a clean kitchen for an extended period of time. And it extends beyond that, because if I don't get up early, I won't go to the gym. If I don't go to the gym, I'm not going to feel awake and motivated enough to unload my dishwasher in the morning. The system works. It feels very much like one grain of sand is going to make the whole machine explode. But for that reason, I keep it airtight. And the best part about this is, even though, yes, there is a touch of anxiety that fuels the whole system, I've been doing this long enough now to where I don't mind the process anymore. And I never feel overwhelmed because I've set up a rhythm in a way that keeps the effort consistently minimal. And in addition, I'm proud of what I've been able to do because this is something that I've always wanted. So that helps keep me motivated. The all or nothing thinking is what made this happen. And I wish I knew sooner in life that I had the ability to apply this in a positive way. It's been demonstrated to me my entire life, like with drinking alcohol. I could never cut back. I never had that ability, but I was great at quitting. And I don't drink alcohol anymore. I'm not an alcoholic, but I'm not gonna have another drink ever again in my life, which is a separate video. But alcohol just sucks because it only makes your life worse, but has a weird way of convincing you that it's good or important. I think ADHDers should avoid alcohol like the plague. But anyway, it wasn't until recently that I realized I could apply this all or nothing thinking to areas of my life where I wanted to affect positive change and use it like a tool. So here's my advice to you. Next time you want to come up with a routine, instead of getting scared at the idea that it's not going to work because so many systems have failed for you in the past, tell yourself that you have no choice but to do this thing, because if you don't do it every single day, it will fall apart. Then start with something a little less intimidating than, cleaning your whole kitchen. For me, the routine that started the process that eventually led me to the point where I could clean my kitchen every night and keep it clean all the time, believe it or not, started with me washing my face every morning and every night. I decided to go all in on that. I said, you have to do this no matter what, establish that routine, then build out from there. I'm currently in the process of extending my routine from kitchen cleaning to cleaning the rest of the downstairs, and then ultimately cleaning the upstairs as well, and having an entirely clean house. And you know what? I believe that I can actually do that, which is such an incredible feeling because that always used to be such an unattainable idea. And I want you to feel that way too. I know it's tough whenever I talk about something like this because I promise you there's game-changing information here because it has been game-changing for me, but it's difficult to convey it in an actionable way when it's just me talking one way to you through a phone or a computer screen. But the good news is the next evolution of Life Actuator is already underway, and that is to bring you more live, actionable, and interactive products. I currently do executive functioning coaching at a psychiatric practice, but I'm just one of me and you're many of you, and I can only work with so many of you one-to-one, but I started creating programs that allow me to extend that work to a larger group of people. Right now, I'm currently conducting the first 4-week live program called ADHD Unblocked. Doors have already closed for that one, but I do have a free product called the Unstuck Button that I built that you can get totally free. And if you download it, it'll put you on our mailing list, so you'll get alerted for all the future programs and sessions to come out. So that's a twofer. I put a link in the description below so you can download that button for free. Well, that's all for today, folks. If you liked, like. If you want to chat, comment. If you subscribe, you'll make me smile. If you hit that bell, you'll make me cry tears of joy. And I'll catch you down the road on ADHD Ave, where the signs point everywhere. I'm still workshopping a good sign off, and I've got this sign, so, you know, from ADHD Ave to wherever you are, keep on trucking. And that's the end of today's stop on ADHD Ave. Keep on keeping on. And that's a wrap from ADHD Ave. Don't forget to take the scenic route. Okay, well, hopefully you liked one of those. So, love you guys.